from Azerbaijan. And the main event had Khalil Rountree versus Jamahal Hill. Now, in this fight going in, I was curious to see first fight for Rountree in almost a year since losing to Alex Pereira. I wanted to see how he would recover from that. That was a brutal, damaging, grueling fight. He took the time off, he recovered, and he came back. Not the most action fight, a little more technical than maybe the fans wanted, but just a very smart, controlled, calculated fight where he disarmed Hill slowly but surely. First started with those leg kicks, then he started landing some combinations up top. Just a more efficient fighter, more technically sound, the better fighter. Wish he would have maybe took more chances, but he said it himself. He wanted to play it safe, get the win, get out of there, and keep it moving. He did that. Unanimous decision. What'd you make of this one?
Very similar in some ways. Yeah, in some ways. Where Rountree, again, fighting a very tall, wiry fighter, knew how to fight small. Knew how to deal with the height of Hill. Instead of letting the height of Hill being an advantage, he made it a detriment. He made it a negative. How? Because when you get close at the right distance and you get a taller guy to back up, which in spots Rountree did, now it's a negative for the tall guy because there's a lot of target to hit. There's like I used to say on ESPN calling the fights, there's a lot of windows to break when you get close to that skyscraper. And Rountree broke some windows. He forced him back. He closed the gap without leaving himself vulnerable. And he caught Hill in a vulnerable position, being a tall guy backing out. He also caught him reaching in. He baited him. He got him to give up his height and to come forward. He also showed a great Rountree, that is, assortment of weapons with his leg kicks. Oh, those leg kicks, the damage he did with those leg kicks. I mean, Hill's known as a puncher too. But how are you going to punch if your legs aren't set to punch? I mean, the foundation has to be there. If your legs aren't sound, it reminded me a little bit of what Dustin Poirier did, what his plan to do. It wasn't an accident. In a rematch with Conor McGregor, he took McGregor's legs away with kicks. Rountree did that. He took away the legs of Hill, so Hill couldn't be as dangerous with his upper body power if the lower body wasn't there anymore, wasn't stable anymore to deliver the upper body punches. So I thought that...
And he couldn't fight out of his normal southpaw stance.
100%. Even better. See, that's why I love you. And see, I don't have to say everything because I forget something. Bang! You put it right there. Look, I just loved the package. I loved how well-rounded. I love how many weapons. Rountree is a guy that he's got so many ways that he can attack you. He can walk you down. He can counterpunch. He uses his kicks. Like I said, he's explosive. His concentration was infallible. It was just perfect. He understood that he couldn't make a mistake with Hill because Hill is a good puncher. He does have that reach where he can catch you at a distance where maybe you're not aware of. And as far as recovering from the Pereira demolition, Hill had to go through that too. You know, he didn't take as much punishment, but he got demolished. And that's punishment on the psychological side. So he had to deal. Maybe in some ways it was worse for Hill, even though he didn't take as much physical punishment against that dangerous, great fighter named Pereira, that beast that he is, he's the boogeyman to a certain extent, even though he got beat his last fight with controlled aggression. I always said controlled aggression would be the best way to go with him. But at the end of the day, maybe Hill was more damaged, even though he didn't take as much punishment. But the way he got taken out psychologically, confidence-wise, maybe that stayed with him a little bit more than Rountree, who took more punishment, but he hung with Pereira longer. And it gave him more confidence that, yeah, I got beat up at the end, but I hung 5 rounds. I think it was 5 rounds. I hung with him 5 rounds.
He was stopped in the 4th round. Rountree was.
Four rounds. Yeah, I knew it was somewhere. So I hung 4 rounds with this beast, where Rountree maybe was kind of boasted by the confidence of understanding that he could do that, where maybe Hill was hindered or, hurt by it because he didn't, he got taken out so fast. Anyway, at the end of the day, Rountree is, I'll tell you, I love the way he displayed so many dimensions of his abilities.